All right, former All-Pro defensive tackle Ndamukong Suh has retired. This isn't really a surprise. He did not play football last season. The year before, he was super picky about his team. He had offers on the table from both Philly and San Francisco. He would end up signing with Philly, joining just a loaded defensive tackle room. Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Fletcher Cox was still there at that point. Milton Williams was as well. So just loaded because, Howie Roseman loves to stack up. Obviously, they would end up losing that season to Tampa Bay in the wild card round, which would also end up being Jason Kelsey's final game. The Ndamukong Suh, this was a super heartwarming retirement. Talked about how his dad told him he needed to give up football. He was still playing at a solid level. He would have been a good role player for each of the last two seasons if he had chosen to play the last two full seasons rather than just half a season in Philadelphia. So now, my favorite question that I ask myself daily about multiple players, is the Ndamukong Suh Hall of Fame material? Does he wind up in Canton? Let's take a look. All right, starting off, let's just get the college one out of the way. He is for sure going to wind up in the College Football Hall of Fame. Nagurski, Bernardic, Lombardi, Outland, Defensive Player of the Year for Big 12, AP College Player of the Year in totality. Without question, he was a unit at Nebraska. The last time Nebraska was actually good at football, really, back in their Big 12 days. They weren't even in the Big 10 yet. Now shifting over to the NFL, 5 Pro Bowls, 5 All-Pros, 3 being first team, 2 being second team. And it's kind of cool because all of this was early on in his career, like Detroit days to early Miami days. It wasn't really anything with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which he was very good in Tampa. Interesting. Defensive Rookie of the Year in 2010. Suh's legacy, the dirty plays, he was a dog. He's somebody that feels like should have played for the Raiders, if I'm being honest. The all-decade team, I think that goes a far way. And then you look at the stats, 600 tackles, all those sacks. That's pretty good for an interior defensive lineman. I would say he should get in eventually. Definitely not a first ballot guy. Probably not a second ballot guy. Maybe not even a third ballot guy. But somebody who should eventually get in. I loved watching him play. And you guys, I was really hoping he would come back for another year this past season. Obviously, it became clear that he wasn't going to because he was good enough to get a deal. And he just didn't care. He kind of talked about that in his post. It was time to move on. So kudos to him. Wish him all the best. I think he's going to try and do some podcasting in the future.